There's a floodlight going into us. I'm gonna die. Hello, everybody, and welcome to FanDUMBs, a fair and balanced analysis. I'm Max.
I'm Mams.
I'm Kay.
And together we are 1/3 of the foundation for the eradication of Gen 5 Pokemon because I really don't like them so much. I hate them. But you know what? Huh?
I wonder how I did that.
Yeah, maybe it's because it's on there and it's all over socials, and I have a badge ribbon that says it, and it's what I talk about when I'm sleeping,
and
which is weird
bracelets.
that you know that because why are you watching me sleep? Anyway, real fan behavior. Oh, we're talking about that.
We are.
Oh my god.
And we're going to try to be fair and balanced.
Yeah, but like in the Fox News sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. It's time to start.
But before we get started, we really should get on the same level of what fandom is. Maybe let's start with the dictionary definition of fandom. I mean, Webster's usually pretty cool. It's usually the baseline. Let me see. Fandom, all the fans as of a sport, or the state or attitude of being a fan.
Like this?
No, okay. That was written by someone who's never been to a convention before, or on the internet, or maybe someone who's just gone to a train museum, like somebody in this group.
To be fair, that's not a train museum. That is Traintown is a train-themed amusement park.
You are in cosplay.
So we're in cosplay right now.
I'm at a convention.
Yeah. You say you can't dress as a conductor to a train-themed amusement park?
You said it's not a convention.
I'm surprised they let you in the front door.
I am too. I'm going to be very honest.
Okay, so Webster's bad. We're going to go with a true source of information, which is, Urban Dictionary.
Of course, Waluigi wooed Urban Dictionary.
It's an excellent source for 2000s era slang.
So, the problem is that Urban Dictionary is way too nice because it calls it an innocent word. Sure, the obsession, that follows, but innocent, So, we actually checked Reddit. Reddit kind of placed the origin to the 90s, though there were actually some people arguing about it starting in the 70s. Though some etymology sites actually placed it in 1903 to describe devotees.
Wait, devotees of baseball? Like baseball?
And boxing.
Wait. Does that mean we're jocks?
No, Max. I think it means we're very much nerds, and I'm really sorry you had to learn this way.
The limit to our fandom does not exist.
So, I think, though, we need to acknowledge that fandom started even before the etymology sites. It just was called something else. So let's take a big old trip into the past.
That's right. If we want to start talking about fandoms, we have to go back to the beginning.
Max?
Yeah.
Star Wars is pretty recent.
You didn't watch it.
Oh, I didn't say Star Wars. To the beginning. We're talking about religion. Now, I'm something of an expert on Christianity, having seen both film versions of Jesus Christ Superstar. So, I think you can really trust me here. Also, serious death of the author vibes going on. Now, let's be honest. The whole story is some bros got dinner together at Chili's. Things got a little out of hand. Bada bing, bada boom, someone gets crucified. I don't know. His friends tell some stories about him, and then what do you know? You get a religion. Hooray! We figured it out. This is Good Friday, so, we're in theme. And what is religion, if not a fandom that people have gotten way too into? I mean, they even had major conventions back then. They just didn't, where, hundreds and thousands of people got together and they traveled. They just didn't call them conventions back then. They were called crusades. Sure, these were destructive, but they have nothing on Rainforest 2015. Yes.
True. That's so true.
You're just really passionate about Rainforest 20. Why?
Have you seen what the local fur pond is around here? There's many jokes about it.
That's fair. I did walk into this. No, you walked into this room. That's your fault. So there's a problem, though, with Jesus being dead for such a long time. It was getting difficult for people to tell what it was and wasn't canon anymore. So one subgroup, the Catholics, decided to put a guy in charge who determined what canon was going forward. And that was all fine and good, but it turns out, that guy's a woke lib. So, some people got really upset about that. And, Nick Fuentes, I guess you can go off, preferably like over a bridge. Hooray. So beyond adding a leader to their fandom, the Catholics decided to canonize several people as well throughout history in the form of saints. Truly a fandom run amok, and all because a dead man woke up. And then all the fan works it spawned.
So we're going to start with a really early fan work. At least it's earlier than Christianity, but we're actually going to go with Dante and his Inferno. It's pretty much one of the earliest fan fictions on record. Notable fan fiction tags include, expanded universe, self-insert, the usual, OG revenge fanfic. It takes place in the Christian universe, but, if you put all of your opinions onto it. It was really influential to the point that there was literally a death of the author with him, too, because people kind of forgot that it wasn't canon. Oops. But, this is one fanfic. If we need to go earlier, I can go earlier, or later. We're going to go to the Canterbury Tales.
The Canterbury Tales is only 80 years after the Inferno.
You told me I had to do them one after the other, and this is technically chronologically later.
You made the slides already, didn't you?
I made the slides already.
Okay, keep going.
So, instead of just one guy making a fan work, there were actually a lot of fans for the Canterbury Tales. They had fan art, they had fan gatherings. People would just come together to sit in a room for it to be read to them, which is kind of what you did in the pre-computer days before those of you who,
It's also what we're doing right now.
Oh my God, you're right.
Is a script. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Canterbury Tales Convention 2015.
So basically, this had the typical fan behaviors, but there weren't really high notable instances of toxicity. There were, however, people who wanted to write fan fiction of it because they thought that they could do it better, and that's where we get the Tale of Daring. It was literally written around the same time as the Canterbury Tales because the guy just didn't like the way it started. So he's like, yeah, I can fix this.
He wanted to fix it.
Yeah. But I mean, there were also later fanfics for it. Basically, everyone who could write fanfic for the Canterbury Tales did, and people made money off of it.
What else was there to do in the 1400s? I like the okay.
Catholic guilt sodas.
Okay, so that's what you wanted to say earlier. That's really good. I like that.
That's really good.
Catholic guilt sonas. That's good. I also like the two people who left immediately once I started talking about Christianity.
Right. But thinking of Shakespeare making money off other people's works, we're going to go a little bit more than 80 years into the future. We're going to hop right into 1500s. So Shakespeare kind of started making use of one of the most common ways that franchises appeal to fans. That's right, early version fan service. Plots were picked based on what the audience was expected to like, and maybe appeal to financiers on the side to get themselves funded. His works are made with fans primarily in mind. People were anticipated to go there as a social event. Live interaction was expected to happen at any time. The usual cheering costumes or effects, booing villains. It wasn't that kind of quiet, awkward play of today, where there's the expected points to clap.
This sounds increasingly like going to the movies now. Where people are well, let me just pull up my phone and kill him. Why do people not know how to behave at a movie theater anymore?
Pandemic.
Fucking ruined everything.
Yes.
So, if we need to go even further into the modern era, we can actually go all the way to 1893 and the death of Sherlock Holmes. Arthur Conan Doyle pretty much said, guys, I'm so tired of this fandom always expecting things out of me. I think if I kill the main character, I'll make it. I'll be free. Chat, he was not free. The fandom did not like that. There was a public mourning for Sherlock, published obituaries, angry letters to the author, the near death of a magazine. So, modern bullying, but super posh.
That's so British of them.
So I'm imagining Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's mom disowning him over killing Sherlock. You're out of the well. He's like, I don't need to be in it.
Oh my god. I don't know if that's better or worse.
We need to put, thank you. We need to put that in this panel.
But this is literally the first time Moriarty was ever even mentioned. Moriarty was only in the single book.
Yeah. So the real villain is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's mom. It's so relatable. My mom was the villain of my life too.
So
the British government told him to bring back Sherlock Holmes. Yet again.
unfortunately, with Sherlock, we actually did see that growing trend of fan entitlement.
And parental entitlement.
And parental.
The quite literal death of the author was very much a threat, so somehow Sherlock survived.
No. We need to talk about something even more recent that more people can identify with. The precursor to modern fandoms. We need to talk about Star Trek. After all, this fandom got shoved into lockers, quite literally, so we could all walk today. Now, here's where we start to see the start of fandom conventions and fandom culture and convention culture. While there are previous gatherings, the first one wasn't until 1972 at a Hilton Hotel in Manhattan, which had actual actors and creators attend. Expecting a few hundred people, wound up with several thousand. So it's like the original AX, to be honest.
I'm still focused on the fact that you just couldn't find a convention, so you showed up just a random meeting.
Yeah.
Are they okay?
No.
No, wait, there's the convention right there. We're fine. There's
Fine.
people
Okay,
there.
you're not there.
No, I'm not there.
You're at the AA meeting.
Yeah. It was a problem, okay? But Star Trek also boasts one of the precursors to modern zine culture, specifically as shippy as possible. That's right, the father of all shipping fics. A Fragment Out of Time, which was published in Grubb, the first R-rated Star Trek zine in 1974. That's right, they started with adult magazines. No, that's actually a lie. There was a more kind of normie Spockonalia in September of 1967.
Wait, something that was called Spockonalia, and that was normie.
It was R-rated, or shippy.
So this is a normie panel.
Unfortunately.
We'll get there. Don't worry. We'll mess this up. Okay.
Unlike the mass-produced high-level quality of zines we see today, fanzines at that time were actually really small. They were works that were, typed up on a typewriter or by hand, copied with at-home office equipment. People signed up for a physical mailing list to get these things for free. I mean, it's a small shipping fee. I had to wait for them to get mailed to them. So they went way harder than we do now, where we can just get a digital copy.
Who would ever do that? If I can't find it on Google within a minute, it's not worth my time. So all of that history brings us here, an anime convention. Congratulations, everybody! You're at an anime convention.
You're making history.
In case you weren't aware.
Wait, am I?
I thought this was the board game convention.
No, this is Rain First 2015. And in your case, and also it's an AA meeting. They're the same. So from the anime convention's humble origins as a holy war to sack Constantinople, in a barbaric attempt to transfer wealth from the east to the west, something that we are far too civilized to do now. Something that we are far too...
Max, just move on.
To a bunch of people talking about how much they want to fuck William No, let's be honest. To a bunch of people talking about how much they want to fuck William Shatner. We saw him at Fan Expo, and it was still someone literally went up and was like, "Yeah, the first time I flicked my bean was to you," and wild thing to say to William Shatner in front of 10,000 people.
But see, it was in San Francisco,
Yes.
so it was very fitting for San Francisco.
Yeah, she was like, "Yeah, that's centerfold." That was goddamn.
Keep going, say
No, I'm just. It was just so fucking funny.
He's also very good at roasting.
Oh, he's incredibly good at roasting people. But anime conventions weren't always shit posters giving you panels about media they aren't particularly passionate about. They used to serve an actual utility. Yeah, I mean that. You see, back in the 1990s, Crunchyroll, High Dive, and whatever the fuck Retro Crush is, didn't exist. There was no easy way for you to find anime and watch it at home. In fact, the only way you could really get it was if you went to like your local video rental store. And I mean, my Bradley video was so deprived they relied on my 14-year-old ass to get anime recommendations, which is why this was their entire DVD collection.
Chobits.
Chobits.
This explains so much.
And that's when anime conventions came into the equation. Anime conventions were the best place to get whatever anime paraphernalia you wanted. Official VHS releases, bootlegged VHS releases. That is not a VHS player, that is actually a 3DO. Quick side tangent. For those of you who are unaware of how toxic being an anime fan or gamer was in the 90s, video game consoles were specifically designed to look like VCR players. So if people came over to your house, they wouldn't know you were a gamer. It's a real thing. And if you didn't get bootleg VHSs, maybe you got, I don't know, some FanDUMBs, because that was the thing you could do. But finally, at an anime convention, you could enjoy your favorite shows without being judged. Get the anime you so crave. Couple that with manga volumes, Japanese snacks, high-quality figurines, replica swords. You were swimming in a consumerist paradise. But since then, we have fallen from grace. Not only are the viewing rooms where we could discover new shows erased, but a majority of the good convention merchandise has fallen too. Gone is the physical media, replaced with blind pull bags full of bootleg bullshit. Our wholesome snacks tainted with flavors like dog.
What does Snoopy taste like?
I don't know what Snoopy tastes like. Why would anyone eat that? These sick monsters. What are you doing? Huh? I don't know. It's gotten we've fallen from grace. Gone is just vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. We have dog and Brazilian as our flavors. Our high quality. No, it's Brazilian. I have made the panel. I dictate truth. That's how this goes. You're giving me fan content, and it is not accurate. Our high-quality replica figurines replaced with Funko Pops. And those nice swords, foam. But while the consumerism we can engage in has declined, there is something anime conventions still bring us. A sense of community shared with people with similar tastes in shows. Like Chobits. No, you don't.
Give me that.
No.
But even the convention community has changed quite a lot in the last couple decades.
Yeah, someone watches XXXholic now.
I know. But I think it's changed so much since the time that we started going to now, that, anime conventions might actually be something completely unknown to most of the audience. But I think we can resolve that with a new segment. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Wait, you could do what at a con? You ready for this? So let's start with the one that's the most innocent and which will also age all three of us the most. So cons just to have huge actor and fan engagement opportunities. Now, I know what you're thinking. Actually, you can do that now. No, you're wrong. I'm not talking about the autograph sessions with prices that nearly put my house payment to shame.
Wait, you own a house?
I do. In the Bay Area, it's wild.
This is bullshit. I'm renting for the rest of my life.
I have to live with my sister.
Yeah, but I feel like you two enjoy that.
A little bit.
You're literally giving panels together right now.
I know.
There's a reason my brother is not here.
Also true. But still, you're paying effectively a house payment for a picture and maybe 2 words right now. Most of the time. Look at these prices. These were actual prices for the last Fan Expo. It's disgusting. No, we're talking the golden age of yesteryear. Back maybe 10, 15 years ago. What?
Can I argue, we should not use SAC anime for the golden age of anime convention.
There where I went, and I have a point, I promise. I'll get there.
They literally shut down a COVID vax clinic to have a con.
Again, 2014, 2016. Okay. So, back 10, 15 years ago, you could actually spend one-on-one time with the actors, and the convention itself wasn't really taking a percentage. All these pictures and side curtains, with notable voice actors of the day, I didn't pay a dime for them. Not a single time.
Was it because they were at the AA meeting?
Yeah. Actually, exactly, yeah. But now, autograph pricing is kind of through the roof. While the con-goers' pockets are just as empty, costs on both sides of the table have grown, while experience has really shrunk. Interaction time is minimal, because it's just so in demand. Like, yes, these are actual pictures of one line. Cons aren't really paying for guests anymore, so, the guests have to charge more for their autographs. And even worse, a lot of these cons are offering Disney Fast Passes to let the richer folks skip the line. Like, it really feels like anime conventions now have a caste system if you're not rich. But you're like, wait, if it's that short of time that guests are stuck behind the table and not really allowed to interact with fans, how am I ever going to get harassed by Vic Mignogna?
You want to get harassed by Vic Mignogna?
No. The point is, how am I supposed to know who isn't and isn't a creep? Like, no one's interacting with anyone anymore. They could all be creeps.
I think we should just assume they're all creeps.
Yeah, we should assume they're all creeps.
You know what? Fine. If you guys want something more friendly, you guys figure it out.
So I want to be clear. We have moved from who's a creep to an image of people hugging.
Yes.
Okay. I do need to be clear, hugging at conventions also has a very toxic history. I'm very sorry. Cosplay is not consent and do not feed the voice actors aren't the only reason anime conventions have had to adopt a no touching rule. There's a lot more. Like back in 2010, let's say 2010, you could find a line of people that would just stand there and you could just go through and hug each one of them. You could hug her and her and him and him and her and her and her. And maybe there was one person that you'd go back to and hug again. And then maybe you get back in the line so you could hug that one person again. And maybe it's because you're a questionable individual. We would have underage children in hug lines where 40-year-old men would go through and hug the girl and then leave and come back and do it again and again and again. So we've had to ban touching. So if you're ever mad that a con's please don't hug random strangers. A, don't hug random strangers, but B, this is why. So yeah, no more hugging.
I mean, it is really unfortunate that it took something that in theory would be wholesome.
He's forecast the next slide.
Yeah.
I love this.
I love this for us.
So the final thing that's been a problem with convention spaces, the paddle. So this is the behavior that literally weaponized the female gaze and the gaze. It's an often wooden paddle adorned with the word yaoi, intended for attendees to slap the butts of people cosplaying as characters they ship together. You can kind of imagine where this would get a little bit intense. And the problem is that sellers found a ton of people, don't hit other people with this. Wasn't an effective strategy. Wild. I mean, obviously yaoi paddles are banned now. Theoretically.
Yeah. And what did you find today?
I found a chicken yaoi paddle.
There were two boots right next to each other with them. It was required.
On the bright side, I could not put someone in the hospital with this.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, I could.
That's a choking hazard. I'd like to know, I believe SakuraCon was the first major convention to ban yaoi paddles. Side note, last year when I was here, I overheard someone saying, dang, I left my yaoi paddle in my hotel room. So, take it with a grain of salt. So are we current yet?
No, we haven't really talked about the internet yet. That place where we were finally able to find people to talk to?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I mean, look, the internet was really useful for creating community, but we have to give some credit to it for fandom's current development as well. Unlike a lot of
Wait, credit or blame?
Yes. Unlike a lot of historical avenues, fandom accessibility and sense of community didn't actually require you to be in specific places to access them. We started with really niche fandom. You had to have really good search skills, had to know what wouldn't give you a virus that bricked your whole PC, and if you were really lucky, you could stumble into a forum dedicated to your favorite fandom. So forums were basically a free-for-all of vast proportions, but the only sheriff in town was an over-enthusiastic mod.
How we hit the point where we have to explain to people what forums and message boards are.
I'm sure most
That is different. That is you are the problem here. You should fix that. Come back when you have some back pain.
So this was basically a place where you could like meet other people who are similarly minded. Most of the time, RP with them, share your fan works, offer some media analysis, whatever your little nerdy heart desired.
Now, the opposite of the very segmented fandom experience of forums, we have Tumblr. Tumblr decided to go the angle of a combination of social media and content sharing. Like, it was like an individualized, curated blog pages, easy means to follow others and their outputs, free commentary and sharing with those around you. Your discovery is as broad or narrow as you desire and what your friends desired for you. I mean, after all, the broad nature of Tumblr made it so that you would know more about a franchise than you may have never seen, than you really ever wanted to know. The problem was that your fandom by proxy might be something completely detached from reality. I mean, if you weren't in these fandoms, you might think from Tumblr that, Sherlock and John Watson are dating, that there was actually different people for each one slur emotion, or that things with a lot of notes are deep, even when they make no sense.
Okay, but I don't think you gave Tumblr the respect it deserves.
Doesn't deserve any.
Yeah, have you considered I don't respect it?
That's a you problem. Okay, so that's it, but it shouldn't stop us from delving a little deeper with our Tumblr fandom quiz.
Okay.
Alright, fine.
Yeah, so this is a quiz. So I'm going to give you an image, I'm going to give you a prompt, I'm going to give you 4 answers. You're going to tell me which one you think is right. So first, someone tells you you have nice shoelaces. What do you do? A, thanks, Dad. B, sorry, I'm 20 pages deep into writing my new X-rated Sherlock Moriarty fanfic. Thanks, I stole them from the president. Or, my eyes are up here, buddy. So, if you think it's thanks, Dad, raise your hand. That's what you're supposed to say in response. Cool. 20 pages deep into your X-rated Sherlock Moriarty fanfic. Number 3, we're going to just do that now. And number 4. Okay, cool. One of you is right. This is what you are supposed to say when someone compliments your shoelaces.
That's how you know you're all on Tumblr.
Yeah, huh? It's just corny. You didn't raise your hand for that one. I know you did, which is why I'm disappointed in you. Only the XX-holic person got it right. And you're disappointing in entirely new ways. You see a bald head, what do you do? I don't think this convention is well run. Have a great time? Thanks, I stole it from the president. Raise your hand for A. Raise your hand for B. Raise your hand for C.
I'm so pissed, girl.
The bathroom's over there. I don't think this convention is well run. What's the worst thing the Homestuck fandom's done? Yeah, keep it that way.
Yeah.
Notice he said
Not understand how to bind body paint. Spit bucket. Sharpie bath. Or claim Homestuck is anime. A. B. Well, it says spit bucket. What do you think it is? C. D. Okay, wait. So you think getting body paint in like the pool and on other cosplayers, everybody spitting in a bucket at a Denny's, and someone bathing in vodka and Sharpies.
And almost killing themselves.
And almost killing themselves.
There's a metal bucket incident too.
There are a lot of bucket incidents, but the one I can best think of is where they are passing around a spit bucket in a restaurant.
No, someone threw a metal bucket apparently at some point.
You know what? The fact that some people think someone claiming Homestuck is anime is the worst of these 4 is really wrong. It's the spit bucket.
Unless we all have to die on, and that is it. I'm surprised.
Okay, wait. So the hill you're dying on, we'll get back to you, XX-holic person. So your hill to die on is that this is not anime. Okay. I need to. We're gonna devolve real quick. Okay, is Avatar: The Last Airbender anime?
No.
No. Is Korra anime?
No.
You're incorrect. Korra's anime.
But
Do you know why Korra is anime and Avatar isn't? Because Korra has giant mechs. And if you look at anime, according to my anime's bullshit list of what makes and doesn't make an anime, there are several shows that do not meet that requirement that are still included. All of them have giant mechs, therefore Korra is anime. Anyway, the spit bucket is the worst thing.
Well, the other bucket is I can remember is
Jesus Christ, we're moving on. Okay, how do you feel about Harry Potter? When I was a child, Harry Potter helped me learn to love reading. When I was in college, the Green Brothers and the Harry Potter Alliance helped me understand social justice and activism. Looking back, the politics of the series are kind of yikes. I mean, our protagonist explicitly wants to uphold a discriminatory world order, or J.K. Rowling is a fucking turf. A, B, C, D. Everyone is right. Everyone is right.
He has a point there.
He does, but all of them are true. Okay. Final question. Who's the best character in Supernatural? Bobby Singer. My OC. Is Doctor Who in the Supernatural fandom? I saw him in some fan art. And Felicia Day. A, B, C, D. It's Felicia Day. Do you understand the internet? The answer is always Felicia Day.
I thought we hated her after the last season.
I don't give a shit about Supernatural. Okay, A, I don't know if it's still going on.
No, I think it's dead.
So I'm trying to look at you all, but the lights are terrible. So it's not me trying to be rude. They are not allowed to do that. I know. Supernatural officially fell off at season 5. Unofficially fell off after episode 1.
Yeah, but I watched it all because I was invested for stupid reasons.
That's a you problem. Why are you sharing that? This is not the AA meeting where she was cosplaying Star Trek.
About Tumblr, but last time I heard about it, everybody hated Felicia Day because of what happened in the last season.
I don't care.
You're spreading misinformation then.
No, I'm saying people fucking love Felicia Day for reasons I do not understand. The guild was fine. Okay, so not only did the internet allow you to connect with others who shared your niche interests, like, I don't know, playing online Survivor games, or, I don't know, joining the Nintendo official Pokemon Emerald forum when the game came out, and it was the 5th highest poster, and then Nintendo deleted it. Why are you applauding that?
I love Pokemon Emerald.
I was the 5th highest poster on that goddamn website because I didn't know internet etiquette. But what was important about the internet, besides, this and letting me waste 6 weeks of my life playing a fake online Survivor game. I got second. It's pretty cool. But it let you find media. And the best part was the media was free. That's right. No longer were you limited to the few shows Toonami had available and the overpriced DVDs at video stores. You could finally find all those cool shows your older classmates were talking about.
Can we have a talk again?
This is the show I went to a tech high school.
This explains a lot.
It was this and Evangelion.
Yeah. Also explains a lot.
The only downside was piracy was most of the shows were not available in English, so you had to read. Horror. It is Cliff Notes, baby. Let's go. And we all know anime is better dubbed, a panel that I will be presenting at an undisclosed time in an undisclosed location later at this convention. But this panel is called FanDUMBs, and while we've hinted at some of the crimes that... This is your slide, isn't it?
It is my slide.
Yeah, thank you.
So we've hinted at some of the crimes with the background and the history, but I think we need to really call out the big offenders who contributed to making fandom especially dumb. Now, you might be saying, okay, what are our credentials? We've been putting a lot of things on blast. Who are we to talk about this? Well, we're going to share some of the fandoms that we're going to criticize, so we'll show our shame before exploiting all of theirs.
I frankly do not want to show my whole ass to the public.
Too bad.
You're about to have some fun then. So, which one of us up here cosplays Tatalia? I'm gonna guess it's the tall guy in the back. You want to explain your crime there, buddy?
I hate it. Okay, so no panel about talks. Yeah, sorry. Reiterate, that is Mia's Russia at the Fanime Hitalia cosplay meetup 2012. No panel about toxic convention fandoms would be complete without a discussion of Hitalia. That brief time in the 2010s when everyone thought they were into geography. I have to again remind you, I was involved. God fucking damn it. Fun side note, there aren't many male Russia cosplayers.
There aren't many males in that fandom at all.
I know! We're getting into that. In fact, the only one I know of is at Real Kilometers. He was also a male Russia cosplayer in the same area at the same time, and I'm the only male Russia cosplayer he knows, which probably explains why we're such good friends. That and we're trauma bonded through student government. Anyway, I did have a friend cosplay as America when I went to that cosplay meetup, also a guy. I think you know how this is going to go. Everyone wanted us to recreate what could only be considered current U.S. foreign policy. And they were aggressive about it. I was concerned that I was about to have my second non-consensual kiss with a man. Anyway, we have to talk about the Natalia Boston incident. Don't worry, it's not 2023. That was just, I Googled Anime Boston. Apparently, some people at Anime Boston wanted to do a cosplay photo shoot.
Okay, that's normal though.
Right?
All right.
As the Axis powers.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Sieg Heiling.
Oh, what? Explain what?
During Passover.
Okay.
And the thing is, there was nowhere good to do that next to the convention center because there were a lot of other cosplay meetups. So they found a nice scenic location nearby that happened to be, and I need to be clear, all of this happened, the New England Holocaust Memorial Structure.
Who thought that was a good idea?
I don't know! Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, okay. Natalia is pretty rough, I will admit that. But I think I have one that's just as bad.
Okay, what you got?
The Nazis saluted at a Holocaust.
This one's just as bad. I'm going to talk about my Hasbin Hotel shame. I'm a cosplayer, fic writer, zine organizer, all for Hasbin Hotel.
Present tense.
Unfortunately, yes. I'm the guy who looked at this mess and said, yes, it's a mess, but it's my mess.
Have you considered getting a better mess? Can I replace you with the XX-holic person? I feel like
honestly,
you're
maybe. Okay, but this one's even better though. Is my computer in Discord hated that this whole slide and hated that I'm in the fandom so much that it shut down twice when we were practicing this panel. Like only on these slides, only for this, and it was just like, no, you're done with this call and you're not talking about this. Bad. So like even ignoring BusyPop being a little too hands-on in this fandom, Hasbin Hotel is a really great example of how to speedrun toxicity. Like it was released in 2024 officially, and it's like the worst insane fandoms I've ever seen. Like somehow it's not gotten bored of being like even more toxic yet. Like we have all the fun controversies you can imagine. You know, bullying people offline, insufferable cosplayers, people taking serious matters way too lightly, and people taking really stupid matters way too seriously. It's bad. I hate that I'm in it, but there's a hot mommy in there. There is a hot mommy in there I can't say no to.
You could leave.
I can't. I bought merch. It's in my backpack.
I can't turn off the microphone.
No, you can't.
This is so depressing.
So, really, I should have been second in the order because I'm no longer in this fandom. I was super deep into Fire Emblem and specifically Fire Emblem Three Houses. I've written an ungodly amount of books for this.
Wait, how many books is that?
So take like 8 crime and punishments and stack them on top of each other.
Did you do any of those for NaNoWriMo?
No! Yeah, I'm an English major, so I edited all of it and
I got paid for it. Like, I got commissioned for it.
You want to be taught how to write Fire Emblem Three Houses fanfic.
it does actually, because like I've been in at least I think 10 zines at this point. I was also the mod for 2 of them.
She knows the secret I want.
Do not
The secret
teach
is
that.
be unhinged.
No, don't help.
I also was a cosplayer. I was in Duke. Unfortunately, Literally, Three Houses' biggest claim is that it's a prime example of the pandemic's influence on culture and behavior. So many people needed to touch grass and remember that the game is fiction, which is really hard to do when you're not supposed to go outside and talk to people. And no, Animal Crossing doesn't count.
There was grass in that game.
Yeah.
Real grass.
I'm allergic.
There's AstroTurf outside. Does that count?
No, grass.
Um,
So, if I try to list out everything that was the center of discourse and drama, it would actually need to be its own panel. So I'm kind of like speedrun it. There were arguments about, who was the best of 3 different lords. There were arguments between this and the prior 2 games. There was the whole debate about actually, if you make a male and female character kiss, you're homophobic. There was hate mail, hate comments, doxing. There was the Xenorati.
the what?
So, there was this group of people who would go and take other people's ideas, reserve it as a zine, and then not deliver on the zine. It actually led into, full-on theft.
So wait, there were crypto rug pulls, but 3 houses zines.
Oh, yeah, there was, one person who, stole from 8 zines because everyone picked the same finance mod. It was amazing.
Ooh.
And then for my in-crowd, we really just can't forget my good friend, the Confederate Felix drama.
I don't think anyone's in the in-crowd. I'm okay with that,
Yeah.
honestly.
It's really weird to go from Confederate Felix drama to a #1 award.
A little bit.
What's a good fandom? We think we'd actually I think, you two weren't involved
You
in
didn't
this
talk to us
decision.
about this.
This was unilaterally made. Clayton was involved, but he left. But I think I found the best fandom. And that is, of course, the fandom for Jackie Chan Adventures.
A what?
No. Hear him out.
1, I'm in it, and I'm certified not cringe.
Don't hear him out.
2, while Jackie Chan is a problematic piece of shit, we believe in death of the author, so the fact that he's a problematic piece of shit doesn't matter. 3, I don't have a third reason, because let's be honest, this is really flimsy and it's going to fall apart under its own weight any moment now.
No, wait a second.
Okay, what?
I think you're cooking.
Okay, how?
With what? Rice?
No.
No, we can't cook with gas.
I think we should compare Jackie Chan Adventures to a past fandom. We're going to look at Charles Dickens.
Okay.
So, as far as I can tell, there weren't really regular threats towards him because fans really encouraged the death of the author when talking about his works. Nobody talked about the fact that he was a horrendous person to his wife. Additionally, fans turned his works into a cultural center point to the point that we still have Dickens here in right south of San Francisco today. Also, the fandom's so strong that even high schoolers still are enduring attempts to be dragged into this
It has
fandom.
infiltrated our education system.
So what I'm saying is Jackie Chan Adventures is the next Charles Dickens, and this fandom will outlast the decade.
You're saying that children in 100 years will be watching Jackie Chan Adventures episodes in their television history classes.
It makes sense. Charles Dickens made a masterpiece but was a shitty human being. Jackie Chan was involved in a masterpiece but is a shitty human being.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, Jackie Chan Adventures will be the next great media masterpiece studied centuries later.
We've done it.
I mean, okay, fine. We'll say that's there. But, the lack of a good fandom is not the only problem with our community. Conventions themselves are helping destroy us. Yeah.
It's me. And nowhere's the decline of fandom culture more prevalent than in our own conventions. Not these ones, too. They're certified bangers. Whenever there is a gathering of people, there's an ability to make a profit. And what better demographic to milk money from than certified fans? As anime conventions become mainstream, it means you can make cheap bullshit to sell to all of us because, we just want to own cheap bullshit. This is kind of how it goes. And what better way to sell cheap bullshit than to start your own convention? Yeah, it's time to talk about corporate cons. Everybody loves corporate cons. A place where fans can spend $100 for a signature, or
It was up to $400. His is $400.
Yeah, $400
I think
for Mark Hamill.
50 is your baseline. 50 is literally the baseline.
Okay, I mean, Thomas spent $60 to get a picture with, well, he's not here, so whatever. The voices of Pinky and Brain. Now, to be fair, Fan Expo isn't that bad, notwithstanding the fact that they will literally change my panel times and dates, panel times and locations the day of, because I hate them. But especially post-pandemic, we have seen a lot of small and medium fan conventions get muscled out by these corporate chain conventions that, let's be honest, are kind of just turnkey vendor hall celebrity petting zoos that do very little to engage with all of you. And no, I'm not just saying that because I can't give panels at most chain conventions, because this is the whole map. But me not being able to shitpost at every convention on the West Coast, I mean, I've only been to 3 this year. This is my 4th. That is a VTuber con. They're lying to you. I don't know. It isn't the only thing that has slacking in modern. I forgot. I misread my notes, so you're just gonna have to deal with this shit. Many creative fan content outlets have also been damaged by conventions and fandoms.
Yeah.
Please continue.
Yeah, because a lot of what's been shared has changed just as much as the convention space has, and in a lot of cases has utterly soured. I mean, some fan creations have become bigger than the franchises themselves. Like, let's start with fan art, for example. It's been around a long time. Like, we have the Renaissance era, where you get money to make art. We had private zines and mailing lists for the early fandom in the 80s. But I mean, there were literal artist alleys. But the modern era has kind of shifted towards this. And like, the thing is, in the 90s and early noughts, this all started to shift because of the internet. You could see artists and creators becoming big online. You could see them smiling on social media, looking like they're doing great.
Yeah, you look really happy there.
We had a banger weekend. If you saw this, you might be kind of guided to think that this might be something easy you can do. Look, we fell into that same trap. Capitalism is a hell of an enticement. We did well. That's not a guarantee. But the problem is that creating art does take work. Like, you have to put so much effort in to sell it. It's a lot of work. Every day after our normal full-time jobs, we're working on our craft. So those who wanted success with less effort, scaling was really quick and easy option. We don't do that, to be clear, but you see a lot more of it. It didn't help that the art thieves kind of exploited the fact that fan art itself is like kind of nebulously legal on its own. So people couldn't really protect themselves at all because the franchises aren't going to protect you, so they can just steal stuff.
But I mean, if someone got really tired of being yelled at for theft, there was a better option. And by better, I mean bad. Because if you can't steal someone's substance, you might as well get away with stealing their style. And while, general content theft itself is bad, it actually takes up spaces that are meant for those who actually put in the time and effort and love into their creations. For fandom recognition, I guess, it can't be profit because, they're getting caught more often than not. And, fanfics has just about as troubled of a history as fan art. Early on, people would just have to hope that their searching skills were sufficient enough to, find the fic content you wanted. Most of the time, you'd actually have to make, a personal checklist of places to visit, checking to see if your favorite author or creator had updated lately. It was work, but, you had it. But, if there were enough of you, you could find a more focused archive. The archive trend is basically what modern fandom adopted. Instead of going to, personal websites, it was just easier to go to a central one, especially one that would have notification capabilities. Though there was the risk that websites, blogs, archives could just be there one day and deleted the next if they ran out of money or support. As a result, the wish to avoid these basically birthed Wattpad, LiveJournal, then eventually fanfiction.net, and Archive of Our Own. Though I guess the fear of losing media never went away. As printing started to get more publicly accessible, people would start printing and binding their fics so they could always have them no matter what. Though, the more ambitious would just skip past negligible legality and just start selling these. And, if you wanted to avoid potential legal problems, you could always just file off the serial numbers and get into publishing.
It's true. I mean, look at cosplay. It's been around since at least the 60s, but the internet enabled easy sharing of cosplay tips and tricks. And shops actually started accommodating all these creators as well, making it really easy to create costumes. Rip Joanne's I Will Miss You because that was the easiest spot to find some of this stuff. I'm so upset by this, by the way.
I'm fine with it.
Of course you are.
I'm a Michaels man.
But beyond that, you start to see a proliferation of cosplay sellers, both individual sellers and companies, so people can still show their love for a fandom, even if they lack the skill or time to make something. And honestly, creators can make some pretty good money doing something they're good at. The problem with this is the issue of accessibility is, knockoff cosplay and what can only be considered glorified scams. After all, there's kind of this growing move towards what's basically Team garbage, where you're lucky if your cosplay will survive a day, let alone a whole convention. And when we look beyond the costumes themselves and we kind of look at the broader cosplay community, we're starting to see a lot more cracks in the fun really quick. First, we have the harassment of cosplayers by non-cosplayers, the usual harassment via objectification, and then you have, creeps. It's pretty bad that cosplays not consent has become regular signage at conventions as a result, but it sure didn't start that way.
There was a time when cosplays not consent was like a niche panel a few people went to.
And then, unfortunately, there's like internal harassment and hostility within the cosplay community. Since social media made it so you can make money off of cosplaying, there was a huge spike in competition, which started an abundance of contradictory habits. Gatekeeping people if they didn't seem a big enough fan, judging people for wearing a costume they bought, and then our good old friends, racism, fatphobia, general assholery. And then there's the trend of kids cosplaying sexualized characters, either sexualized by the media itself or by the fandom. It's really dangerous for kids in a way I shouldn't have to explain, and it's really dangerous too for adult cosplayers who might be interacting with someone who they don't know is a minor because they're in something that's adult media.
And then we have a few more toxic fan culture notes real quick, and that is the final boss of fandom, gatekeeping. He's beautiful. Oh, the smile. Did I say that was toxic? No, we should keep doing it. We should gatekeep everybody. Yeah! And by that, I mean we should specifically tell anime influencers they should know something about anime before they recommend shows to us and make thousands and thousands of dollars off of us, because that's kind of wild. You can't tell me what the best anime is. We all know there's only one answer, and it's Baccano.
I think the biggest
Is the what? Oh, Jesus Christ.
I just want people to watch the show first.
Yeah, because it feels like the influencers saw one episode or one
I am shocked we've circled back to serial experiment slaying. I mean, the answer is Baccano. Both of them agree, and I trust them with my life because they have glasses and podcasts, and I know one of them. And actually, while we're on this, what even is an anime fan anymore, if we're being honest? I want a definition before I start bullying people again. We gotta get this right. See, back in the day, there were only 5 shows that everyone watched, and if you didn't watch them, you weren't a real fan.
That's 4 shows.
Sorry. But with piracy and streaming increasing the democratization of tastes, we suddenly saw a lot more shows. I tried to pull up a schedule of new shows for the season, but I couldn't find one because they're too fucking many. Suddenly, you could have 2 different anime fans who have 0 overlap in shows watched. It's like, if you were finding someone who's into sports, and they're like, I'm really into soccer, and you're really into tennis, and the 2 of you try to talk about it, there's nothing in common. It's the same thing with anime fans. Like, Andrew, how many shows have we both seen? 2.
Yeah.
We give panels together.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't know. I can't relate to this, just like I can't relate to people who don't have AI girlfriends. So what was the point of all of this?
Through the power of friendship, anything's possible? Max has a really problematic relationship with Chobits.
No, I don't, okay, so here's the thing. I don't actually like Chobits. I watched 1 episode. It was garbage. What's really terrifying about Chobits is how much it did forecast the fact that everybody's just going to want to fuck their AI girlfriend. God, I hate it. No, it's that we could really just blame all of the problems in fandom on late-stage capitalism. And also Chobits. We've done it.
We tried.
We survived. I would like to thank the first person to decide to create cringe Christian Sonic the Hedgehog fan art. Your inspiration, the mold in J.K. Rowling's apartment, the original gatekeeper Rick Moranis, Chobits, and World of Warcraft 18 plus RP servers. We have way more panels, so many more panels. Jesus Christ, I have so many. Okay, we're a third of the way done.
Yeah,
You 2 are half done.
What happened?
You only have 2 panels. I hate you. So, This is the last panel of today, but tomorrow we have Dubs Are Better Than Subs, which is at an undisclosed location, IR2AB, at an undisclosed time, Saturday, 11:15 a.m. Pokemon Film Review Hour, where we talk about all the Pokemon movies. D&D and Media, A Critical Fail, where Thomas talks about the 80s D&D cartoon. Why?
Good.
It's good. Did you bring your Dungeon Master cosplay?
One job, Thomas.
One job.
And like the Dungeon Master from Dungeon Master?
The,
The only Dungeon Master.
I think he might be talking about a different Dungeon Master.
There's also the early 2000s movie.
No, we're talking about the 80s cartoon.
No, I know about.
No one liked the 2000s. Anyway, moving on, because this is not about Thomas's stupid D&D panel that I don't like. 5th Gen is in Pokemon, Saturday at 5:30. Anime Survivor, where we take anime characters and throw them in a Survivor simulator to figure out who the fuck would win. At 8 last year, Sadao Mao won, so we'll see if he can hold his title. Top percentage into the Joey-verse, which is what happened if Youngster Joey got a panel at a con. So that's all right? Yeah. Celebrating live-action adaptations, they're all good. Way better than the anime they're based off of. And then Super Mario Bros. Super Panel. You can follow us at that QR code that'll take you to our various social media. We have, again, a Discord, a Twitch, a YouTube, a Blue Sky, and an OnlyFans. So, otherwise, thank you all for coming. We love all of you very much. Except that person who really wants to get into publishing Fire Emblem Three Houses fanfics. All I did was write a bunch of DBZ fanfics when I was 10, and then a Death Note one when I was like 20. Yeah. If you want a business card, we have business cards. Andrew, if you'd like to, Andrew has the business cards because he's the most businessy of us.
I'll put them up here.
Thank you. Have